One of the first events for Street Fighter VI was the Spy Family Code White collaboration featuring specific characters from the Spy Family manga, a Street Fighter VI video game of the time. The initial publicity of the crossover had an unusual amount of hype and anticipation surrounding it, but once it concluded, readers of the manga and players of the game felt somewhat disappointed, perhaps even cheated, but all wanted more out of the experience. But the speculative scenario is this: the Spy Family / Street Fighter collaboration was wasted potential. References were mentioned in chapters of the Spy Family manga of the time to bring attention to the event for readers, on news from Capcom brought attention to players of Street Fighter VI. An animated cinematic was released promoting the event, featuring Chun-Li and Yor Forager facing off in a fighting match to see the skill of both women. As a result of the publicity relating to the manga, which was one of the most popular in Japan at the time, and the fact that Street Fighter VI was released a matter of months previously, there were an unusual amount of based attentions relating to the event and interests in what sort of event it would be like. When the event finally came to the servers of Street Fighter VI, it wasn't like anyone had expected. There were initial hopes or expectations of a costume for Chun-Li to wear as a result of the event, which would have been the same as Yor's from the Spy Family manga, or even Yor herself becoming a selectable character in Street Fighter VI on similar crossover collaborations seen in Tekken. But this did not occur, as gamers were not only happy about the fact that there were no real Spy Family skins for Chun-Li, only a crude recipe example for their personal avatar in the gaming hub. Frustrated players even decided to make their own versions of the Yor for their own avatars, just to show that the collaboration wasn't planned that much, and improvised efforts were technically better than official sources. Some of the images generated by custom-made users were so impressive and threatening even that Capcom made actions against some of the works, partially out of fears that the collaboration was getting out of their control. Discussions lastly halted that if there were to have been a Yor skin for Chun-Li, there would have been no doubts that it would have sold greatly, and players would have used the said appearance in-game for versus matches, and it would have increased the usership of Chun-Li online for early Street Fighter VI data. While said data also had Chun-Li having some of the most intricate costume designs for Street Fighter V, and skins for the character were some of the most profitable for Capcom, so a Yor costume for Chun-Li would have been brilliant for the game in its early era. Why Capcom didn't necessarily have a Yor Forger costume for the event was speculated to have the Yor skin take away from Chun-Li on Street Fighter too much, to possibly focus more on Yor Forager and Spy Family. At the time, with everything considered, it was eventually considered to be one of the most technically disappointing collaborations for early Street Fighter VI.